welcome, seriously welcome to a John Legg fragrance review. You know what, this channel is probably different to other fragrance review channels because we look at the smell, the performance, the value for money, and that's it. Seriously, that's what we look at. So I really do appreciate you coming to this channel, and I'll give you a massive, massive warm welcome. So I have some absolutely fantastic neighbours. One neighbour in particular, next door to me, a guy called Robert. He's a Romanian guy. I have no idea of his surname, so I've got him in my phone as Robert the Romanian. And he rang my bell the other day at the front door. I went to the door and there was Robert standing with a box. He says, "John, try this." And I was like, he handed me this. You know what? I have to be honest. I have never, ever smelt properly an Issey Miyake fragrance. And I took it and I said, "Can I borrow it?" And he went, yes, you keep it for a bit." I was like, "Thank you, Robert." So it's a bit of a mouthful, this one. Issey Miyake, that's the make, and it's D'ISSEY Pour Homme Intense. And I was like, you know what? My brain was churning over. I was thinking, yes, I want to try this. And I don't know why, but I was expecting a real bright, sharp, citrusy, fresh blast, maybe with a few spices in there. And I'm going to be honest, it completely didn't do that. Let's spray it and talk you through. Okay, so never judge a book by its cover. I don't know why I thought that of Issey Miyake. Just what I expected. So here we go. Okay, I have to be perfectly honest, it was not what I was expecting, but having said that, it's not a bad fragrance, okay? It's just, for me, I was like expecting one thing and it was totally the opposite way. This is a very sort of subdued, very muted, and a very sort of dark, sinister sort of fragrance. It wasn't the bright, citrusy, spicy blast I was expecting. There is a tiny bit of citrus in there, and there's going to be there's some cinnamon in there, which gives it the sort of sweetness. But essentially, all I can smell is like a smoky wood note. It's neither woody nor outright smokiness. And probably if you look it up, it's probably going to say it's like an incense note or something. But what I get is like a smouldering sort of wood note. Okay. So having completely had to change the way I thought about this one, it is the Intense, by the way. Having sort of changed from expecting a sharp, citrusy, spicy blast to finding out it was a very muted, sort of very subtle, sort of smoky, incensey sort of fragrance, I then actually became quite attached to it because of the other thing which is good about it. Okay, the smell's good, although it wasn't what I was expecting. The performance is very, very good. Okay, I get around about 3 to 3.5 hours of, okay, it's not a shouter, it's not a screamer, it's not a big projecting fragrance. But in terms of me, the wearer, being able to smell it, for about 3.5 hours, I can constantly get whiffs of it. And now, this is not glamorous at all. I was painting my fence and I had a jacket on and I was trying this at the time and I sort of sprayed it on. And okay, the next weekend I went out to paint my fence again and I put this big jacket on and I didn't smell it straight away. But after I'd warmed up in this jacket, I was thinking, what's that smell? And I realised that this was still on the jacket a week later. I looked it up and I thought, you know, how much is it? Because obviously I haven't bought this, I've borrowed it. How much is it? So it's the 100ml. It's an eau de toilette Intense. And I thought, it should be sort of no more than sort of £40–50. This stuff is around about £25 to £35 online. So I'm going to say, in terms of a smell, not what I was expecting, but a very good smell. So tick that box. In terms of performance, I think it has got very, very respectable performance for an eau de toilette. Okay, I think it's very reasonable. So I'm going to tick that box. So overall, in terms of value for money, because it is a £25 to £35 fragrance, I'm going to say it ticks the third box as well. Okay, now let me try and sort of tell you whether who could wear this. Okay, it's not a teenage fragrance, because it's not bright, it's not sparkling, it's not particularly very sweet, okay? It's a very mature fragrance, and it would suit not the warm weather. I just don't think you would reach for this in the warm weather, because of its sort of smoky, wintry, autumny sort of smell, if you know what I mean. Okay, so it's cold weather fragrance, and it's not a teenage fragrance. It's more a middle-aged guy upwards. Okay, so would I recommend it? Yes, I would, because it's got a good price point for what it does. Okay, so I really, really appreciate you coming to this channel. If you would consider one of three things: a thumbs up, a comment, or a subscription, or better still, one of each. I love you very much and I respect you. Thank you. And I would like you to be safe. I'd like you to spray fragrance every single day. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.